Whereas Viking GG kind of runs around the Shad mostly. You have 2 physical damage carries and Juggernaut and TA that have good synergy. You're right about the team fight as well. Like, I think your 5-on-5 is more solid. And then the subsequent push, even if slower, is pretty good because you have plenty of healing, which I think Viking GG is lacking. Like, you have save with the Baron, but not so much healing as a Winter Wyvern plus Jug. And hell, Rubik can even steal that Aphotic Shield. My concern more happens around the lines that I thought Jug was pretty good against Lifestealer before because you Omni-Slashed, right? Obviously in the late game, yes, but in the mid game, because you Omni-Slash, and even if you infested someone to get away, then you can still Omni-Slash through 2 targets, right? But now that Infest gives you the extra HP, are you really going to Omni-Slash through 2 targets, the second one with that incredible HP bonus? What if you just infest the Abaddon every single time? Right, like what if you just bait out the Omni-Slash, you infest the Abaddon, and then GG, right? Or you Lesh as Yols, you have DP with Yols. Like, there's a lot of ways to make the Omni-Slash completely useless this game. Aeon Disc also.
Yeah. No, you're right, and not to mention, I don't know how I've neglected to bring this up, but the Abba pick into the Tidehunter is also going to make these Ravages very difficult if you don't have either 1, a silence onto Celery, or 2, you've ensured that borrowed time is already procced. Otherwise, he will literally just borrow time and save one of his cores immediately. Not to mention, he might not even need to save Lifestealer. If Shad is not going to be, at the epicenter of this Ravage, he might just be able to pop Rage in time. So, you've got some counterplay despite having really strong team fight. Available to Viking GG. That's something I do admire about this draft a bit more now that I think about it.
That said, you're right about the 5-on-5 also being quite easy for Gambit to execute. Right, so that's true. I think their lanes are pretty solid. I would still not give like an edge to Leshrac against TA. I think TA is good in that matchup for the most part. What is Erebus doing?
I think he's just looking to be a bit more annoying. No, I mean he's gonna get D-warded no matter what. Celery's got him beat there. That is going to be a D-ward for D-ward though, as they both end up losing 1 ward early on. And funny enough, it's both mid-wards.
Yeah. The only lane I think is really strong for Viking, like really strong, is the bottom lane, where I feel like Lifestealer, AvoPlus is tied, Rubik is going to destroy him. But besides that, I think you can hold your own for the most part if you're Gambit. I can imagine Jug if you go for an early boots, and DP doesn't as early, but Kezu knows how to build this. I'm worried about the top lane. I feel like if you kick the Jug super early, you start taking towers. I don't know how Gambit recovers, because once again, you have 2 carries.
Yeah, and unlike last time, we've got insane tower push. I think the reason that Viking GG were so hesitant, I don't dare call it slow, because I think they pushed when they could, is because they just didn't have the heroes to do it, right? It was a Kezu Timbersaw, it was a Shad Doom. This time it's much different, all boosted here by the Curse of Avernus, so you're totally right.
And they still pushed harder than Gambit, because that's one of the issues Gambit has had since, honestly, even before it was the squad. Like they struggle sometimes to make plays very similar to Unique. Because CIS Dota, and very often it's just like constant fights, right? And oftentimes these fights don't lead to objectives necessarily. And it's one of the issues they have in activities, like how do I start a fight? They go for these big 5-on-5 lineups, and then the teams that succeed at using them are teams like Spirit, where they go balls to the wall and they'll smoke as 5. They go, you know what, I don't care, we're 1 level below, we're gonna go fight them, and they win those fights because they play those kind of lineups, right? But it's difficult to play that way. You need a lot of confidence and a really good map awareness.
Celery is going to be able to, once again, just like last game, snag away the bounty, the water bottle rune here for Lorenoff. It's not going to bother him much. Would have been nice to get that little bit of bonus HP and mana, but the bottle's not yet delivered, so he's not really missing out on any refills here or anything. Just want to point it out, because we saw Celery do it last game as well on the Winter Wyvern. Speaking of Celery, he's holding out to the second skill point here. Wouldn't mind him putting it into the Curse of Avernus and just looking to lane a little bit harder with Shad. But Shad CSing pretty nicely here, 11-0, right? It's 11-1 now, so he can't really complain too much here. This lane, again, like you were saying, is not really all that difficult for him.
I do like the Curse as well, but I'll refer back to what I've been saying, that like Europeans don't like to fight as much in the lane. You know, you're up against a ranged hero, so you're just chasing him out, whatever. If you have the Miscoil, you can help a Lifestealer with his constant harassment of the Anchor Smash. Whereas if you have the Curse, you can either push the Tide out or you don't do anything else. Right, and here Celery, he knows he's strong enough. He goes and blocks the camp. He's stopping the Tidaner from recovering in a different way than just pushing him out of the lane. Yep, I think it's all right. It's another way of approaching the game. I don't think either is correct.
Nice job there. He's totally fine, quote-unquote, wasting that 50 gold, because it does get de-warded immediately, just to make sure they can't, do anything too efficient here on the Rubik, because now this Rubik is not going to be feeling super strong. I like the Rubik's chances of rotating mid eventually, maybe around the 6-minute mark when, you know, we will see a little bit of skirmishing for a power rune. Because displacing the Leshrac, especially down into the river, despite having good move speed, TA just needs to have her targets in range, and usually she can pop them no problem.
I am surprised though by Seller's movements to a degree. Like he's going mid a bit more. I guess he's trying to give Boom a bit more help with the miscoil. It'll help, but now Lifestealer is kind of alone. And what could have been a really good lane is kind of even. You haven't really crushed the tide. He'll have more impact in the mid game. I mean, Kiz was doing the same thing against Jug, and she's having a fine time. But obviously, I would expect you to play a bit more aggressively.
Yeah,
she's already there, securing runes and everything.
It does seem like that's not really the biggest concern. As Kezu top lane, he's got to suck off a melee creep here just to make sure he can stay alive. Now looking to turn. There's going to be the Spirit Siphon onto Dream. Pops a big old stick, though. That'll give him at least underneath the tier 1 tower. Viking GG then going to go ahead and return to CSing, as it's going to be Aine healing up Dream with the healing salve.
That's a clever way to stay alive, actually, against the Blade Fury. If you see Kezu, he didn't actually rush those boots. Now you finally got him, but he went for a couple intermediate items, a bit of healing, etc., to help him out more in the lane, which is better when it comes to the CS department. And as long as you have a way to deal with that Blade Fury, you're good to go. So I actually like this choice by Kezu. And because the Spirit Siphon was probably something he had in mind. Just Spirit Siphon and melee creep, and you'll be able to last the level 2 Blade Fury. Once he hits level 3, boots are up, and since DP has a more faster natural movement speed, you're good to go.
Man, Afterlife is getting really quite a bit out of this lane. He's up to 9 denies already, which is fairly impressive. I mean, he's keeping just about even here in terms of CS when it comes to the actual last hits. He's doing a pretty darn good job, and this time Gambit are going to be able to return the favor. Last time, I believe it was Aramis who managed to place almost this exact ward down. He instead put it onto the staircase to scout early rotations, as well as killed the courier. And that had the full phase boots for Shad in them, so he's not going to have this bonus armor versus Afterlife, who now has got level 3 Anchor Smash. So this is going to help Afterlife a little bit more. They're going to win this lane a bit harder.
Lorinov is in trouble. They're body blocking him too hard. Lorinov's going to die to Boom. Very good rotation, not only around the 5-minute catapult, but also around the level 6 on Boom, which is a huge power spike, obviously, for the Lesh. And you see both supports giving the liberty to rotate because, honestly, both their cores are doing fine. This is the advantage that the Lifestealer, the good Lifestealer matchup gives you. Even if Tide is getting some farm, you'll be able to buff your mid. That's going to work out for you. Immersion taking a bunch of damage from the creeps here. Celery, unfortunately, the Curse of Avernus can't help this push too much. If you had the Curse, they could have done a bit more to the tower, but instead, you know, you just walk around, helping your teammates heal.
Well, we finally gotten at least one hard camp to stack. The Ancients were denied yet again as Aramis just walks on over and hits the Rubik with the Impale, triggering the Ancient creeps to attack once, but of course they stop to attack. They can't walk and shoot gum at the same time, and that stops the block going. So just continuously, I should say. Oh, actually, they did stack both. Pardon me. So they did not fail to stop them here. So that's the first time we've been able to double stack here at the 6-minute mark. Top lane, Dream getting ran down. He's got spin. Kezu's looking to force it from him, and just might there with that last bit of Spirit Siphon. That last auto attack damage is not going to be nearly enough, but it does force Dream out of lane. We're rapidly approaching level 6 here for Kezu, so he's going to pop that Clarity and look to have an Exo ready to go to try and siege this tower. Mid lane, we're doing the same thing with Boom. At level 4 Edict already, and again, Immersion's doing whatever he can here, but he can't clear the waves fast enough. He's level 2 on the Rubik. So he's just not really gotten anything out of that bottom lane. On off at the very least is going to be thankful to him, as now there's a third stack of Ancients for him to farm to accelerate the TA's game.
Yeah, well, you need both Lorinov and Dream to come online. I guess if you go for the Dragonlance build, maybe you'll be a bit faster this game, but it does seem like the early game is completely in Viking G's control. Dream, nice and Bale. They have a Split Earth as well to combine this, but not in time. Doesn't matter. They just burst them down with Exorcism and Diabolic Edict, both of which pierce that magic immunity. And now they can try to take the tower. They've already taken mid, so top is the next objective anyway. What are you going to do? Like, how do you defend against an Leshrac DP? The battery's not even needed.
I don't think you can. I mean, not with these skills anyway. Like, you can stop the passive push here with the Splinter Blast. We don't even have a single point in Splinter Blast, by the way, here for the Wyvern. I don't think it's the worst idea from Aine. So you do stop a lot of this physical damage from coming through. That will be courtesy of the Lifestealer and the Abba, but there's still issues with it. Dream, he's got to be careful here. He's going to spin the wave down, But Boom is more than content to run him down. Another set of Edict explosions here are going to clean him up rather quickly. Down goes the tower. There's a bit of healing. Kezu, though, yeah, just going to go ahead and kill him off with the Crypt Swarm. The stun is not going to find Dyna, but it's just going to be Boom to run him down as he tries to crest the trees in order to escape, but will be cut down.
I'm not sure about that second point in Cold Embrace. In fact, I'm not even sure about the second point in Arctic Burn either. I don't see what Arctic Burn does against Viking GG's draft, because they already have the Dispel of a pattern. And remember that unless you get the Ags, it can't be reapplied, so you dispel it once, you're good to go. And the Cold Embrace, you can just be run down just like this. They have so much magical damage on Viking GG. The only heal that doesn't do that is Lifestealer, but Lifestealer will just change targets and attack something else. And with Gold Frenzy, it'll be super easy to just lock on to something else and murder it.
Yeah, very true. I mean, the lane's been easy enough for him. He did take that one safety point in Rage at level 4 for a 1-2-1 build, I want to say, at 4. I actually think it was 1-1-2 at 4. Either way, he's now got just plenty of experience to head into the jungle. Phase Boots completed, is going for this early armlet. I assume here at some stage, because of Viking GG, of course, they no longer have a top or a middle tower to push. If they want to, we'll just farm their way down bottom and look to stop really what's been the only glimmer or successful lane here for ASM Gambit, which I would say is the Tidehunter. TA, her farm is decent, but that's come at the sacrifice of Rubik, who is still level 4, 4.5 minutes in.
Yeah, that Rubik really needs some levels. You gotta give him the tome now. You gotta give him the tome, and you gotta hope that, I mean, the Abaddon is more or less at his own level, but he's a 5 who doesn't really need the level 6. Just save for himself. Whereas the Rubik, he needs to get online. That nobody's online for ASM Gambit. What do you play around right now to make you space? The Tide? Tide's not good at doing that. Like, he can be a tanky creep and just go in the middle of a lane, but difficult against a DP Lesh.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you just can't force fights. I mean, you can use the Ravage if they go and try to hunt you, but that's it. That's all you can try to do.
Well, and unfortunately, I think more than that is we've lost a lot of like the natural choke points to fight around for the Lesh, or sorry, make that for a Tidehunter, right? Because a lot of the times I feel like when we see an early Tidehunter get online, especially when he goes for a Hooded Defiance first item, as I think is correct to do so this game, it's when teams kind of get a little bit too aggressive sieging for a tier 1 tower. But where's that going to happen? They've already taken your top tier 1. You can't fight over mid because that's been gone for 5 minutes already. They're going to try now for a kill onto Kezu. He's going to use Exo. Dream, though, is going to be willing to throw out the Omni Slash as Ayane taking a fair bit of damage. Boom now and Shad both joining here to try and turn the fight as Dream out of the Omni Slash are going to try and spin TP away. They're going to get him down to 150 HP, but he will be able to escape. Ayane, not as lucky here, is going to actually manage to juke Boom. He has a TP. He just maybe doesn't think he's actually getting away with this one. As now he will be able to get over these trees. Boom. I think, yeah, he scouts him. Still alive, though, is Ayane. We can break these trees with Split Earth, and now Boom is going to go after the Winter Wyvern. Going for the TP play now. Boom. It's not going to have it, but I missed, rather, the important kill onto Dream. Hermes just sneaks on up to him with the Vendetta and finds the kill.
I mean, that's incredible. The Knicks getting a free kill there on the enemy carry, on top of you dominating the top lane as you are. Like, Celery was even considering earlier, you know, do I even put 1 point in Curse? And he has that potential point saved still. Because maybe I can still push bottom lane and actually catch up to Afterlife. There's a Ravage available, but you're too far in Afterlife. He was trying to create space desperately. As a result, he might just die. Aramis coming in, and Pale, the stun is not even needed. They just needed the damage. This game, I don't know what Gambit needs to do to take back the reins. I think the Tide is trying his best to accomplish it by playing super aggressively, forcing the team to rotate for him, and control the game to a degree by doing that. But like I said, you're just a big tanky creep.
It's space. Like the problem I have with that is it's space for TA, and that's it. Because you're not distracting them from getting a tower top. You're not distracting them from not getting the tower mid is what I should mean, right? They've already accomplished that. They don't really care about taking your tier 1 yet because they don't want to have to commit too many resources, nor have they had to because Aramis just strolls on in with the Vendetta and solo kills the Juggernaut. Like everything's just, you know, turning up perfectly here for Viking GG early on. The first item for this TA, by the way, Lorenov, going for the Dragonlance, 900 gold away now from the Blink Dagger. If we cannot get this game a little bit more under control here for ASM Gambit within this Blink Dagger timing, this game seems very, very difficult for them from there.
I know. We do have a Yules, but okay, at least you can retreat in time. But honestly, Viking GG seems pretty chill as well. Like, yeah, they've been pushing a couple of towers, and they could continue to do so. But you also want to farm on the Lifestealer, get the next items. Shad has been not farming as fast as Lorenov, so we can have that little point of inflection soon for Gambit with the Blink Dagger.
He is farming way faster than this Jug is.
That's true.
That's
Jug is very poor.
Exactly. That's a pretty big point. Not getting that kill with the Omni Slash top lane onto Kezu was very punishing here. By the way, we have stolen, okay, Mist Coil now instead. He had a Phonic Shield, but I assume it was about to run out. You don't get to steal spells too long here with level 1 spell steal on the Rubik. Just 3 minutes, so yeah, that should have been running out. Aramis is capable, I guess, of just keeping Afterlife away here. Afterlife just continuing to lane down bottom. He's basically been alone for what feels like now 10 minutes. Finally, he will TP top into the trees. Boom. They might set up for him on with the Ravage. There's going to be the Gush. Storm slowing him to a crawl as Winter's Curse as well onto Celery. But they just don't have the catch that they need, and they will be allowed to walk away.
I mean, that was the best case scenario for Afterlife. It's Boom making a suicidal play under the tower. But he's not going to make that mistake. In fact, Kezu goes, you know, if we are given this much space, why don't I just go bottom and take the tower instead? And that way, Tide can't continue to do his shenanigans. I think that's the right choice as well.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like, I mean, one, they've been able to defend the waves against Tidehunter. I mean, the tower is nearly dead for sure, but it's not like Gambit, you know, desperately need this tier 1 bottom to fall. Normally, that's just, you know, the best play you can make when you're going to lose your tier 1 in your safe lane. You just take that one. It looks like they're going to look to defend this. Blink Dagger already for Aramis, lands the stun into the silence. Winter's Curse might just save the Juggernaut here. It's all the Ghosts now trying to stack up for the damage. Nice telekinesis there. They still get off the spiked Carapace, though. It's now Immersion. Stolen actually Spirit Siphon, level 4, so he steals a good amount, or heals a good amount. They will at least be able to save the Juggernaut, but Winter's Curse wasn't required there. And now with Boom showing up and the Fortify ending, this tier 1 is not long for this world.
You take the tower relatively easily. And what, do you continue pushing here? Do you just go back to mid? I mean, what's stopping you right now? I feel like Viking G has the whole map to their control. Gambit need to be able to make a move. They're going to be playing around this low enough Blink Dagger, hopefully.
Yeah, but I want to highlight a different Blink Dagger, Aramis Blink Dagger. It's Aramis is nearly as farmed as a Juggernaut.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's actually kind of scary.
How? I was about to say, excuse me, Aramis, where did you get this Blink? It was just, they just let him farm bottom.
I mean, yeah, that's true. He's been fighting the Tide constantly. And it's not like he's just been farming, he's also been deep pushing the lane, so it's kind of useful for his team for him to be there.
Yeah. There's one thing that the Nyx can do, despite not having good wave clear. He can very easily tank creep waves, because of course he's got so much armor and great regen. That he's just been able to farm these waves. Here's the smoke play now. Lorinov has the Blink Dagger and the Dragonlance. Stream just continuing to try. He's in full recovery mode here at this stage. Just barely managed to outfarm the Nyx Assassin.
And the wave clear is not bad, by the way. You always had the Impale. It's a long gear Bane.
Yeah.
The smoke is a Hail Mary smoke tanked by a Nabadan. I mean, he still has the Curse of borrowed time, so.
Yeah, he's the one to tank smokes. I mean, when you compare it to other popular supports, right?
No, I agree. I wasn't trying to contradict you. I'm just saying, like, it's not like he's completely useless down bottom. No, and he tanked the tower there nicely. They took the tower now, so Tide can no longer do those shenanigans. Afterlife is, I guess, they'll go into the enemy triangle. I mean, you farm these stacks somewhat aggressively, and if you take the Ancients, that's kind of nice.
I mean, I think here's what you do for Viking now. You just go, oh, we've got such a great advantage now. They will look to punish these maybe mispositioning plays from ASM Gambit, as Afterlife is going to be tanking the Wrath of Boom. Another Winter's Curse will come through. That should allow Afterlife to just escape. He's got Ravage instead, going for the TP play. Dual Scepter will find him in the trees. They've got the stun to kill him off. Meanwhile, on the river, Aina trying to escape is going to be blocked here by Aramis, using that Blink Dagger to close the gap. And Viking GG can turn this one into a Roche.
That double Yules, not only is it great for stopping these TPs, but it's also great at making Juggernaut completely useless. Like, you quite literally have an Omni Slash that can... You're not killing anything. So your small power spike is non-existent right now. There's the Roshan being taken, Age is given to Boom. I mean, I don't even think Gambit is playing badly, if I'm honest with you. I just think that their draft is not doing them any favors.
I just think what I am seeing this game, and correct me if you see this differently, Abo, is they basically are doing the same thing as last game with different heroes, the dual core that needs a lot of space in the game, and Viking are doing the same thing as last game, except Viking go, oh, if you guys do the same thing, we're going to also use the same strategy, just draft heroes that do it way faster. And this is absolutely crushing Gambit at this stage. Here comes Boom here. Dream is going to have the spin TP out, so they won't be able to punish that. Another play here out from Gambit moving into the enemy triangle. Because the reason I say that is the game just feels like it's going the exact same as previous, except they just do everything faster here.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Ravage from Afterlife, but Lorinov thought they were going back. He blinked away.
And Boom has an Aegis. Even if you kill him there, that's Ravage for an Aegis. So AvoPlus gonna die easy. And Immersion also stuck. He's gonna be the second kill of this engagement. Get out of here, Aine.
Immersion taking some time. There he goes. They got him.
Aine just got scouted by the courier. Do they want to go for him though? They just assume he's gonna TP eventually.
Oh,
maybe Aramis goes. Oh look, the supports. Like the core's like that
he
guy.
He can't even kill the courier.
Oh my goodness. He didn't have TP. That's why he didn't use it. By the way, it's not like he was trying to feed here.
Oh.
Winter's Curse used just to get away.
It'll let him leave.
Okay.
It'll let him leave.
Okay. I mean, we have Exorcism now in 25 seconds, but just the ball getting able to the trick against this tower.
I mean, we've got Exo, but we also have Crimson Guard ready for Kizu. How do we fight this? How does TA then get in here for that? Look, Loronoff's like, well, I guess I go Divine Rapier. Honestly, I don't disagree with him, but it just seems so difficult when we already have such good control. We've got the Abba, you know, who you can't farm this game. He's just going to be too tanky. We've got a Nyx Assassin who can reflect that damage with the Carapace. It seems really, really sketchy here for Viking, or for ASM Gambit, as here goes Viking taking that tier 2 tower top.
Another tower ticket for free. Shad's kind of questioning his existence. Like, why am I even? What am I even doing? I might as well hit tower. He just wants to be able to kill something, but he hasn't been needed for any of these fights.
1-0-0. Yeah, there very well could have been a scenario this game where he ends 0-0-0 and just farms, and he's just there in case they need it. That's kind of how VP beat OG in their upper bracket series.
Oh wait, Immersion got caught by the Split Earth. What is that Golden Brace going to do?
Absolutely nothing. That's the answer for you. That's a level 2 Golden Brace as well. Not like it, you know, a level 4 Golden Brace would have looked any different. Because
Aine didn't go for any Splinter Blast points, now I am starting to question this build because you went for full Arctic Burn. You're doing nothing with that Arctic Burn, and without Splinter Blast, you're not killing creep waves, so you're not even pushing, which would be at least a way to gain time, which I think is the only thing Gambit can do right now.
I don't know if this is just something that we see a lot in Eastern European, because I'm getting a lot of flashbacks to our
Eastern European,
our DPC kind of cast, where it's teams saying, well, we have this one victory condition, let's go ahead and play for it, and they just don't really look for any alternative strategies. This is like ASM Gambit are still looking to play the same game that they would be had they won all 3 lanes, right? Like they haven't really adjusted for anything. They've tried to make smoke plays into the triangle. I'll give them credit for that one for sure. As here goes the boys high-fiving at least. But it just feels like the builds aren't really giving them any sort of plan Bs here. It's we win or we lose around the dual core strategy, and so far in both games it's been, I mean, in this one as well, is looking more lose. Dream, at least, he's got Maelstrom now, about to finish off this Mantis, or at least approaching it. Loronoff is, what, 1,400 gold away now for the Relic, for Divine Rapier. Maybe that's the item that turns this game around, but without BKB, he might struggle to be able to get the damage out.
I don't know. It's 11-0, dude. I've seen Gambit make a play this whole game. I'm trying to see this from their perspective and be like, what would I do if I was Gambit? But GG, honestly, is what I would do at this point.
Celery.
He's trying to go for Celery. He's fine. They killed Dream for free. I don't. Did he TP there?
I guess he did. Honestly, I was not expecting him there. He did TP in.
Look, they're chasing after Afterlife. Afterlife. Are you gonna use your Ravage? No. Anchor Smash dispelled by the Rage. He's thinking of the Ravage. Wow. Don't use it.
Now they're gonna stop him. Okay, they at least TP Aine away. But Boom's Aegis is reclaimed. It just, I mean, 10k net worth lead. Dream, unfortunately, 0-4-0 on the hard carry. Loronoff is now just 2 creep waves away from Divine Rapier. A little bit more, actually. Maybe, again, it's going to be all in for this one big fight, you know, as American NASCAR commentators call it. It's going to be the big one. There's Immersion, huge spell steal. He's got Crypt Swarm and Fade Bolt now max, so he can at least clear these waves, but that's not going to stop Kezu or Boom from going up to the high ground here, and they are just making very quick work of this Tier 3 tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The Tier 3 falling, Kezu. He doesn't want to stay there because there's backdoor protection. Thinks about Roche maybe, but Roche is not up. I mean, the Aegis just got reclaimed. I guess that's the way of waiting out Aegis. Don't kill anything, ever.
There's a gem coming already. There's a 22-minute gem. And I fully back it. I'm not saying like this is a bad thing. It's great. This is I'm applying the chokehold. Lorinov, he's now just 200 gold away.
He's gonna die.
But Aramis is going to see him. Oh, okay. Nice job there. He immediately reapplied the stacks of refraction.
Weird doubt by Aramis as well there. Should have just impaled immediately. He got him, but he had a little moment where he did a little Nick stance there.
I think he hit him with the damage. That's why he wanted to go for Vendetta. Now that it is faster, it's more justifiable.
No, I know, but then afterwards he did a little dance as opposed to just impaling right after. Because remember, Vendetta has the reduced attack time now.
50% faster, is it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to have. ASM Gambit, it looks like they're making a smoke plate out of the base. Immersion has enough money for the Rapier, just needs to get into the secret shop to do it. Aramis might be a kill here. He's almost got Aeon Disc completed already, and in fact, thanks to his own Blink Dagger, he's away. There is now the Rapier bought out and revealed here as Aramis is going to be able to escape here, although Afterlife, ooh, they're not going to get him. Afterlife with the Blink Dagger even is not going to be able to call it off. And Viking GG dropping, raining the tips down now on the Lorinov. If you win this game, I will be very proud. Let's go.
I love that when I saw that voice line for the first time, I was like, oh, it's a very nice voice line. But then I realized that it's an all chat voice line, so it actually made a very toxic voice line, right? Especially with Celery's voice just being, if you win this game, I'll be very proud. It's not even, there's no emotion to it whatsoever. I use it in all my games. And then they end up winning, and then I guess I say I'm proud at the end.
I'm very proud of you. There it is.
Yeah. Celery's proud of you.
So it's going to be scouted, at least by Immersion. Know about this one. Perhaps this is the edge they need to get back into this game. 13-0, 12k net worth lead here, favoring Viking GG, but Roshan not up. There's no Aegis. Divine Rapier here on Lorinov. 23-minute Divine Rapier, mind you. Does obviously one-shot the waves here, pretty much. It's just being able to find a fight, proving to be the hard part here for ASM Gambit. Especially because of this gem, I mean, completely cutting any wards pretty much as soon as they put them out. Great call from Celery.
Okay. I mean, Gambit is now reaching a point where they might be able to do something with the TA Giant Rapier, you know? I still think it's very difficult, honestly. You've got a bunch of damage, and you can kill, theoretically, Lifestealer, but you're going to have Salbert at control, and you're dead, right?
Yep.
Or even Spike Carpus might just kill you. That's like, Rapier is replacing what Desolator used to be, you know? I don't know if that's going to be enough, but hey, let's see if they can burst out with Shadow. This might be the first kill in the game for Gambit.
His telekinesis.
Let's go.
Okay.
Has Rage?
They are afraid. They're afraid of counter initiation, and for good reason. There's a tier 1 right there.
They should realize that he has something weird, because he dealt way too much damage for it being a single hit, and you can tell that the projectile's not a Desolator projectile.
Oh, you think? I'm pretty sure Viking know about this Rapier already.
Oh, because they've seen it?
Yeah, they've got a ward right here, for example. They got one there.
Right. Yeah, you know,
they
they've
have
seen
one
it
here.
Yep.
Yeah, they know about the Rapier.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, so that's why they're taking it the chill time right now.
Yeah,
Wait for Roche.
But guess what? Aeon Disc number 1 completed. Aeon Disc number 2 completed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kezer's got one. Aramis has one.
Celery has an automatic one.
Boom is about to finish one off. Yeah, exactly. Celery has one built in, and of course the Infest. I mean, it's a bold move here, but it's proving very difficult to pan out. We've de-warded here at least, so Viking GG are flying in the dark.
I like this flanking.
Where Immersion is.
I like this flanking. They're going to go for the Rubik first. Okay, nice cold embrace. They need some more magical damage to kill him. Chad, like I said though, just going for something else. Disarm to stop the Rapier from being too effective. Immersion, still enraged. But there's Kezu chasing after Aina with a bunch of ghosts. We do have a Winter's Curse, Ravage as well. Ravage has been used on Kezu. 8 damage, but they're in the high ground. Aeon Disc now forced off Kezu. Winter's Curse, but not going to do anything. Immersion dies to the ghosts. As I talked about in the draft, Leshrek, if you cut in the Winter's Curse, you're never going to kill your teammate. You deal nothing.
They're just going to use the rest of this. Well, there's nothing really left of this Exo to go Roche with, but we'll go there at least. Kind of still a win for ASM Gambit, but unfortunately, Roshan is up. They just don't really seem to be in a position to contest it, especially without the Ravage. Now, at least you get Aeon Disc, but not much else here off from that fight, especially for using 2 of your big ultis here. Roshan number 2, Aegis, Cheese, and Shard. I mean, I suppose maybe you give open wounds here to the Lifestealer just so he can use something to slow down the TA.
I like the Splinter of Shard more, so you're going up. Okay, alright, they're going to give open wounds, you're right. I like the split earth shard more because you can go uphill anyway, and that's your next objective. But I guess it's just so easy regardless because of your draft.
Yeah, plus you've got, what, 2 Aeondis, an Abba, a life. Like, you just charge right up there. I don't think you're really too scared about this defense. I mean, Dream, what has he got at least? Manta style, right? We've barely seen
Paladin sword
much of him.
on Shad. That's absurd. As if Shad needed that. Now you're not gonna kill him ever. Alright, I mean, you have BKB now on Lorinov.
So strong.
I think, yeah, I'm so strong. I think if there's ever a chance for you, it's this one. Do we have the Aeondis on Boom yet? No. He's close.
He's close. Plus, I mean, with Aegis, right, that's going to be his Aeondis for now. Yule Scepter is not a bad item to have versus a hero that with an exceptionally slow projectile, such as the Templar Assassins, definitely below average. I mean, it's just everything here onto Lorinov. He's got BKB now on top of this Divine Rapier. But the farm is really just kind of being all loaded onto the Lorinov wagon at this stage. Talk about trusting your new teammate, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's they trust him or they've been forced to trust him because Dream is never getting online this game. Viking UG seems pretty confident just go uphill.
Yeah, there they go.
At this point, getting online for Dream is a dream.
I see what you've done there.
Yeah. That's how long this game has gone for, dude. Oh look, Boom is backtracking the on this for later.
Okay, is that
the RTC strat?
That is the Holy Locket ready to go. ASM Gambit, they've just got their second. Okay.
Oh no. Okay, if they lose low enough here, that game is over. That's the Rapier on the ground. Basher's ready. He's out of mana. The Unda's getting popped. Omni Slash ignored. Actually gonna go for Ainit. Lorinov will survive. Ainit dies to the ghost and the infest damage. Dream is capable of at least getting out, but those exorcism, those ghosts are attacking the buildings now, and that was the objective all along. If you couldn't kill Lorinov, just murder the buildings. They can't run away. Shad keeping Ainit at bay with the open wounds. Kezu doing the same, positioning him appropriately. With a Ravage unavailable due to the silence, Afterlife goes in. Ravage in the backlines, but we have so much save. And Afterlife's Ravage just got immediately cancelled. Dream wanted to join, but it was useless. They actually killed Ainit instead. GG.
16-0. 16-0. I think this is perhaps maybe the fourth game in this patch where we've had just complete domination and to the total sense where it's no kills at all on the other side. It never happened here.
And 2 of those were cast by us as well.